Welcome to the new part of benchmark regulation FXMMC, which means Fixed Income Money Market Committee. Like I told you that on paper, these institutions who hold FXMMC, which is Fixed Income Money Market Committee, they look like they work for investors. But the hard reality is that their selections are politically motivated. And since their selections are politically motivated, they work for few people. Now, I once again take the reference of this book, which is The Fix. And I did my appropriate study on the Google, and more studies are going on. If I go to page number 103 of this book, The Fix, page number 103, you will see a very different thing. Now, what is that? Which is now in the world, every country is having one enforcement agency. Now, what the hell is enforcement agency? The role of enforcement agency is to make sure that the people, those who do white collar crimes, they get caught and go to jail. But what exactly is happening, it is completely opposite of that. After LIBOR scandal, there is not a single scandal that came at the surface. But having said that, thousands of scandals are going on. Just like there was a time when Uber was valued at 100 billion US dollars. 100 billion US dollars in the private market. And it's near about 2 years to the Uber listing in US. And even as we speak, it is about $42. Even today, when I was looking at the Bloomberg was presenting the gross bookings of Uber rather than presenting the profit, and especially the profit after tax, and more importantly, retained earnings of Bloomberg. But they were not presenting this. They were presenting the gross bookings. Now, let me take you the practical example of the enforcement officer. The decision not to prosecute rests largely with one man, the head of criminal division, Lenny Brewer. Brewer was raised in Queens, New York, the son of German and Austrian Holocaust survivors. He made his name in 1990 defending Bill Clinton from a string of scandals, culminating in the impeachment proceedings in 1998. Before and after his spell as a special counsel to the president, Brunner was a partner at a Washington law firm, Covington and Burling, where he worked alongside Eric Holder. The century old firm specialized in representing banks and corporations accused of financial crimes, something critics argue colored Brewer decision making. Its clients have included Citibank, Fannie Mae, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Note: following his election in 2008, President Obama attorney named Holder Attorney General, Holder, the name I mentioned, the most senior law enforcement officer in the country, United States. The Brunner, head of criminal investigation, reporting to him. page number 103. Your selection is completely dependent on your connects. Simple. Billions of dollars, billions of dollars of profit were made during LIBOR scandal. And how much fine is being paid? How many banks got sanctioned in United States? How many banks license got cancelled on a permanent basis for doing this fraud? How many bankers went to jail? And how many bankers asked to step down from their roles? What were the changes proposed by these enforcement officers regarding the LIBOR manipulation? I have shown you the user guide of SOFR by Federal Reserve, which again include the mathematical errors. The moral of the story is very clear and concise that on paper you have FX Money Market Committee. These FX and Money Market Committee comprises of various banks who looks very strong fundamentally, but they are not. When the fraud happens, the same FX and Money Market Committee were not aware, just like in case of British Banking Association, they were completely out of radar what the hell it is going inside the system. After many years of the fraud, the regulatory agencies or the so-called enforcement officer came into the picture. And when they came into the picture, they are being shortlisted because of your connects with the political leaders. End result, people lost. End result, people lost. Who gained? We all aware about that. Now, in this video, I would like to make one thing very clear, that in this book, there were so many things which are incorrectly stated. I have mentioned this many times, and especially when it comes to treasury function. Just like the definition of risk treasury is incorrect, the definition of the cash trade desk is incorrect, an exact role of interdealer broker is missing. Interdealer platforms completely missed. It is not that in 1998 interdealer platforms were not exist. They were there. Yes, the kind of technology we have today when it comes to interdealer networks or interdealer platforms were not there in 1998 or probably earlier than that. But having said that, it is there today. They were available at that point of time. But interdealer network missed. So this is a good book who talks about LIBOR manipulation, but is this book touching the exact point of LIBOR manipulation? That's a more important thing. And I think this book missed it completely. But I not missed it. Hope you understood the gravity of the problem. To me, it hardly bothers how many views, counts, comments, these kind of things I get. Hardly bothers, because at the end of the day, I make the videos for a class who sit at the top, who understand these things. But one good learning, rather evidence, which I got from this book and which I appreciate, that till what extent the institution like CFTC, FSA, British Banking Association, Bank of England, the so-called Department of Justice, United States, and many such organizations, enforcement organizations, till what extent they are manipulated or they are compromised. Rest, with the help of Google, we would have more details. Have a great time ahead.